is here, and we are in the middle of some songs and stories. So I can't imagine. I actually, not even with an imagination, I can imagine how overwhelming Jagged Little Pill, like after that, like touring that, all the songs from that, it's still like the best-selling record of all time. So it's like, you escaped a bit though, right? You took some time off, you went to India?
I did, and I thought I could get away with sort of hiding there, but I was still seen on trains and stuff like that, and I would just say,
oh my gosh,
sulk away. But it was amazing. It was great to just go to a whole other perspective, and my theory was that if all of us, those of us who haven't traveled, were able to just dump ourselves for a month, let's say, in a new country outside of our purview, outside of our understanding, and just live there and immerse ourselves in that culture, drench ourselves in it, and then come back and discuss.
Yeah, and like getting out of your own way, that's nice too.
Yeah, or just beholding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Remember beholding?
Yes. I'm not,
Nothing's
look, you're like the Ivy League cooler version of me. I don't know that I've ever said the word beholding, if I'm being frank. No, I'm just like, oh, let's just be still. Like I really dumb it down.
Correct, you're direct.
But I'm very direct, that's what I'm gonna say. No, but I hear that you nearly talked to Mother Teresa, right?
Yeah, I phoned her because I'd been in touch a little bit. I wanted to go over after the Jagged Little Pill tour was finished. I just wanted to go volunteer somewhere and disappear and just serve.
Yeah.
One night I phoned her to speak with her, and then I asked the nuns on the phone, I said, how is she feeling? And they said, she's not feeling so great. And I said, well, please don't bother her. I'll see her when I get there.
Yeah.
And she died that night.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. What an amazing thing. I just need to come back to that such a blessing, like everything, you worked your tail off for your career, I just mean, but such a blessing to have that kind of success. And then what a heart you have to turn it around and go, okay, I've received like a lot. Maybe it's my moment to serve and like give. Like,
yeah, well, that's what kept me going. Because in and of itself, once, my friend Byron Katie said, once you realize that the snake is a rope, you can't see a snake again. So I peeked behind the curtain, I saw the illusion of
even your friends are smart. Okay. What? Okay, who did what?
Yes. And thank you.
Me and my friends were saying that the other day too.
We're a heady bunch.
Totally. No, I have to say this too, because I find that I feel like, just as a super fan, like listening to you are highly affected by what's not only going on in your life, but what's going on in everyone's lives, like what's going on in the world. And you kind of, use that therapeutically via your songs and almost get messaging out in your songs. Like the world is kind of on fire with the Ukraine, Israel, like everything that's happening right now. Like, how do you process that? Because I get very overwhelmed. I go to the news and I get so overwhelmed, I go very dark because it feels hopeless.
Yes.
How do you cope or like deal?
I feel. So as an empath, highly sensitive, 4 in the Enneagram, just everything's set up to have the antenna up. And the micro and the macro are the same. So conflicts that I have in the living room with a friend or a family member, or the schoolyard, or between nations, or between religions, it's all the same. It's we are separate, we are not one.
Yeah.
And we're fighting for that which there is an abundance of, but we're going to fight for it until the death. And it's the schoolyard, you got me, I'm going to get you. And it's taught from a really young age. Our kids are exposed to this. Who's better than, who's worse than, who's, it's all this judgment and contrast. Contrast is fine to define ourselves, but this competition violence out of the gate, that it is us against each other. There's this pervasive messaging and culture, and it's just a lie.
Have you ever thought of running for office? I'm like, that's
for 7 seconds.
I know, because sometimes I'm just saying, like, sometimes it gets very chaotic and you try and watch things and you don't even know if you should trust what you're watching. There's so much.
But be discerning, right?
Yeah.
Watch with discernment, watch with empathy, watch with.
But you just simplified it so well that everyone can understand. I think that's a beautiful thing, that not everybody's capable of, conversing like that and really breaking it down. But I really want to sing Thank You with you.
Okay.
Is that okay? Okay. Back to me, Alanis.
How about getting off all these antibiotics? How about stopping eating when I am full up? How about them transparent dangling you, frailty. Thank you, consequence. Thank you, silence.
Oh my gosh, you're magical.